My name's Erica Pogue. I live in Atoka, Oklahoma. I currently work for Inca Community Services, and I've done just a little bit of everything. So now I currently serve as the Associate Director, and I oversee our agency operations, and I directly oversee our transportation program and our Human Resource Department. The biggest challenge I faced when trying to go back to school was the time. I worked here at Inca full-time, and I didn't think that I could do both. I didn't think I could go to college and work, but I was wrong. In 2012, I started going to Murray State College for my associate's degree, and I realized then that you could take all online classes. I worked many late nights and things like that to get it done, but once I was enrolled though, I couldn't stop going. The biggest impact that I think that they had on me was that a woman named Tariki Barnes was the advocate. So I met her first in 2002. So she made a huge impact on my life. I loved her to death, and she always checked in. So, along the way, she helped me fill out financial aid. She enrolled me in college probably 3 times, and I backed out. But I think the biggest thing was that it was the consistency. She was always there. I always knew I had somebody to reach out to about my college education and the goals that I wanted to achieve. She stayed with me for the long haul.
My name is Myles, Ouellette. I grew up in a small town in northern Maine called Van Buren, right on the tip-top of the Canadian border. I grew up in a normal household, played sports. I started, going to college, but I ended up changing my mind and going into the military. And while I was in the military, I got hurt, had a couple of surgeries, got addicted to pain medication, which led me to prison, unfortunately. I went in for 3 years. And while I was in there, I'd seen some folks going back to school and why, I kept asking why are they going back to school? Like, what's that gonna do for them? And finally, I realized hey, maybe this could be for me. I currently hold licenses for a licensed alcohol and drug counselor in the state of Maine, as well as a clinical supervisor. And my current role is a business development manager, where I manage 15 offices connecting to community stakeholders like the police department, emergency rooms, detoxes, sober living homes, and I connect folks to treatment. One of the biggest challenges that I faced re-entering the education pipeline was knowing where to start. I had no clue. I had just been released from prison, and I was on immediate academic probation just because of that. Meeting an EOC advisor helped me navigate through that. They helped me get the transcripts. They helped me get my loans in deferment. They helped me choose which schools that I wanted to go to, what program I wanted to take. And they asked that question, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? If you could do anything with the rest of your life, what would you want to do? And that's the question that nobody really had ever asked me. And as a felon and with a criminal history, I didn't think any of these things were possible. But when they showed me they were possible and they actually laid it on the table, and it made everything fit. Without EOC, I'd be dead. I'd overdosed a few times. I landed in prison again. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know who I was. And EOC allowed me to see my capability. They empowered me to find my purpose and to find who I was, and allowed me to push forward.